Lord have mercy.
I do be saying I might be in the mall, I might be in Tampa International Mall. I be like, what the fuck?
Oh my goodness. Now white girls are fine. They're gonna be fine regardless. But what you say you say you might go to white girls on us instead of black girls?
This is what I'm saying, man. Nah, we ain't gonna start this video with me saying
Nah,
that.
yeah.
I'm gonna always be loyal to my black women.
Okay.
Right? Black women is the original woman, the first woman. That's the first woman in the world was a black woman. The only thing I'm saying is, yeah, these white girls ain't got fine this motherfucker now. Y'all got a little competition. I remember y'all was in competition with y'allself. Oh no. Oh no, y'all ain't in competition with y'allself no more. Y'all got them Spanish girls, y'all got them white girls, y'all got different races now.
Yeah.
That's built. It's crazy now, right? Because the only woman that was built the way y'all built was black women. We talking 20, 30 years ago. Y'all the only one was that was technically as a mass built like that. Now you got a whole nother dynamic of all type of racial ethnics that built like y'all.
I love it because you want to know the craziest thing about that? Where they make women, they make men. That means black women got so many ethnicities to choose from too. Oh, and these white men getting big, and they got cock enhancements now. You saw that surgery? You can make it bigger. Surgery. Yeah, you probably So they can make it bigger. They got white money, Asian money. Ooh, I want an Arab because they be having stoves. Oh my God, the hell will come out so pretty.
So why would you specifically want another race for male endowment as well as financial gains when you can get a black man with the same thing?
Well, you just said that you were going to do that, and then black women have the same things those white women had that you just said.
No, I'm not saying
y'all switching over, so it's going to be a lack of men on our side, and they might not have as many men to pair up because they're going to be with y'all. So we might. I'm not going
to never switch over, and I ain't going to never neglect the black woman. Let's get that clear.
Okay, then we're not going to do it either. But while we imagining, while y'all fantasizing. Again, if any Samoans with that long hair like Palomalu or that Hawaiian off the Buccaneers want to call me, bring y'all light skin ass here. If any white men want them a chocolate drop, I got a hard wig to match. I will be there for you, baby. Let me see. Asians? Oh my gosh.
Asians? What's up with Asians?
Oh, so the Asian and black baby mix. Oh my gosh. Black women have the most beautiful babies by Asian men.
Black women have the most beautiful babies by black men.
By any man.
By black men.
Any man. We could go to a white man.
First, let's get this straight.
I ain't gonna lie, women have the most beautiful baby. I don't care which.
But it ain't nothing like a black on black baby. Let's go and keep it real.
I do agree.
It ain't nothing like that.
I agree.
Black love, black on black. Anything. And we don't report. No. Listen, we don't support any kind of racism or anything on the show. We love everybody. Black, white, Puerto Rican, it doesn't matter. I just choose to, just like everybody have their preference. Like you got dude, he might be preference to be with a guy. This woman might have a preference to be with a woman. My preference is to be with a black woman. That's all it is. Does that make me a bad guy, anything like that? And I'm seeing plenty of fine ass other races of women. For real, I want to try one. I want to try a new generation white girl. This is a tag right here. All you white girls, fine ones too. Jump in my DM. Just jump in my DM. Let me go ahead and we can have like a 20 woman. You know what I'm saying? You see the little show on YouTube what they got going on?
20
they
versus one.
Yeah, 20 versus 1. We can have that on my show. 20 versus 1. All white women, Asian, Spanish, and everything.
So while you doing yours, can I do mine on the other half, and then they can bring their brothers or counterparts, and then I can do a 20 versus 1 with all Asian.
What would be your lineup? Because would it be different races of men?
Yeah. So no black men. But we're gonna start off white because white is right. Then I want.
You said white is what?
Right.
No, it's not.
What do you mean? You're gonna have an all white lineup, and
you said white is right. You have to kind of retract that when you say that.
No. I love white. I love white men. White men are right for black women. That's what I'm trying to say.
You know you can't put this out, Casey.
What
not do her like this. This is the thing right here, the way that I feel about that, right?
So what
you need
is
recording.
wrong
Let me just
with
say
interracial love?
Okay, I'm gonna explain with you what's wrong with interracial love. Okay, I don't believe. Just hear me out, Jazz, please, because you need to record this. I don't believe that a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man, as well as white woman, but I'm gonna get on the white man that you're talking about, that you're praising so much right now. I don't believe that a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man with European background,
okay,
has the spirit of the soul to understand, to truly understand the essence of a black woman.
That's a good point.
That's like saying Becky, blonde hair, blue eyes. I don't care how much she snap her neck and how many golds she put in her mouth and how many tattoos she put on her neck. She could never identify to me as a black man like a black woman. So that's the point that I'm making.
I actually agree.
Now he might can fuck you good and take you out on dates and physically, like physical things and worldly things, a white man might can do something to you. But I'm talking about something deeper.
So why when we say this same thing, we are met with so much backlash? Like,
because I don't like to see white guys with black women. I'm gonna just be honest. I don't like it.
So do you think we like to see our black guys with their women?
No.
So that's all I'm trying to point out.
That's why I don't do it.
And I don't do it either. I have not dibbled and dabbled, but what I will say is, I feel like black men have done a good job of making us feel obsolete, or like we're not wanted, not cherished.
That's what social media told you.
And I was going to tell you that about what we were talking about earlier, like how women and da-da-da, because social media told you that we are this and that and that and this. A man could walk up on me and say, hey, and I'm going to say, hey, now if you're taking it too far, then we won't both take it too far. But the real thing is social media has made it to where y'all think we're just these aggressive people, not to be touched or loved or wined and dined. And if y'all go on to another race, what's the problem with us going and getting, you know, the reciprocation?
I don't have a problem with anybody going to another race, because love is love. If you fall in love with a white man, a black woman, whatever it is, I have a problem when you go to another race and you blame the whole black man race is the reason for your failure in your relationship. Like, all black men ain't nothing, so I'm gonna just date the, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna date the white man.
We are having a double entendre conversation. Y'all do this to us. Like, literally, you could be like, why do you love your white wife? Or why do you love your wife? Or, you know, you guys are having a great relationship. And a man will open his mouth and be like, yeah, because black girls are just so ghetto. It's like, how can you don't love nothing else about her but the fact that we are aggressive, so you didn't like us? So again, we get the brunt of the joke, like publicly humiliated. Like, literally, people will get drafted into football, get the most money, win the lottery, and go get what they think they wanted or deserved all their life, which is not a black woman. And we have been the butt of that joke for years. So now we finally caught on and was like, hey, them Spanish women that's coming over here, they leaving their men and then coming and getting ours. Maybe they men are left available over there. So now we going to the Spaniards and we going to the whites and we going to the Asians, because y'all done replaced us. So it's like, I think the only way to balance it is to just come back and, you know, either everybody go black on black, or y'all let us date outside of our
I'm just saying this right here. I haven't given up on a black woman. They still number one in my book. You know, any events about that. I love all women from all different colors and creeds, white, black, Puerto Rican, it doesn't matter. I love all women. But everybody has a preference. And that doesn't make you a bad person because you have a preference. And my preference first is a black woman.
Got you.
That's just my preference. Now, if I meet a white woman and we gel the right way, I don't know what the future may bring, but I just ain't met one yet.
To y'all credit, I don't care who y'all love. Like, I don't see it as that no more. I used to be like, see a man, a black man at the mall with a white girl and be looking real hard, but not no more, because I get it is about who you love. Like,
but in your generation, y'all don't respect men no more in your generation.
That's not true. You just told me that because you watching social media, but I actually do respect men. Men don't respect us. If that's not true, then I probably got that off of social media, and there is a communication problem, and we need to get back to this level of actually understanding that, because our generation not only love men, black men, but we want them around. We need them. We need it to be able to go back to that little balance.
Correct.
But we can't do it by ourselves, and unfortunately, that's what we've been doing. Is it by ourselves. Whole household, in our name, kids taken care of, gotten up for school, whether it's a car, whether it's insurance, all of that is taken care of before we even go out to date. And then you go out to date, and that's not their responsibility, because they're trying to get themselves together too.
Correct.
So again, we're literally like being the man and the woman, and then coming back and trying to be feminine to y'all, and that shit is crazy right now. Like,
I want to salute all the single mothers, all the women out there, no matter what color you is. I want to salute y'all, man.
No matter what color.
And yeah, man. I want to salute y'all because women are really doing it. You know what I'm saying? Women, you know what I'm saying? They are climbing the corporate world. You know what I'm saying? They doing their thing. I just think that, you know what I'm saying, niggas just dropping the ball because that's why, like, you know, since I've been out and I done talked about this numerous of times. Like me, I live by myself. I work every day. I got my own car. I ain't got no money. I'm broke as a motherfucker, right? But I get up every day, right? I get up every day and try to make something happen, right? But women these days, they don't respect the common man because they done ran into a nigga like me, and it's some of the shit they done said out my mouth. I mean, out of their mouth after I done been respectful. And I be like, where the fuck is they getting this from? And my homies be telling me like, man, they just don't respect these bitch ass niggas out here.
Yeah.
And so when they run into a real motherfucker like me, they don't know they run into, like, you don't even know what the fuck is going on with me. So I be trying to be cool with it, but at the same time, it's like, I would rather for you to respect me from afar and we had an encounter and you never fuck with me versus me and you stand in anything and you're disrespecting me daily.
Well, this what let me interject. What I think the problem is systematically programmed that way because you got 3 generations of kids and adults at now that been raised without seeing a man in the household to be respected.
Correct.
So they don't know how to respect a man because they never seen it in the household. They have never seen it with their eyes. They done heard about it like Christmas or folklore, but they never seen it. Yeah. A woman in the house, a man and a woman in the house together operating as a group.
And it's hard for me to even process what he's saying right now because I was gone so long. It makes sense what he's saying, but me processing it, you know what I'm saying? That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, sometimes I done had dealings with women where I was a perfect gentleman and they was very disrespectful. And I could have played the game, like I said, and got it what I wanted out of the situation, but I just couldn't let it go and I messed everything up. But like, you know what? Let me go ahead and check this motherfucker because she got life fucked up.
You got to think about it. They've been raised in the house without a man, and then they had brothers or sisters, whatever. The way that the mom was talking to the boys becomes hereditary. So even this is how they known to talk to boys.
Yes.
So it becomes over time just a way of communicating. You see, they doing it unconsciously, talking that because a mama raising a little boy, he being bad and this and this, she's gonna get frustrated with him.
Correct.
When your dad was around, he ain't gonna do all that. He's gonna come in the house. What you did? Boom, boom, boom. Get your ass whooping, whatever. You go sit down. But with the mom, it's gonna come frustrated, and they gonna get frustrated for the man. You see, it's different. So over a course of years and years and years of this type of, behavior, you have what you have today. They disrespectful because this is what they seen, this and what they grew up in the house with. Talking to these little boys disrespectful. This over time.
Yes.
This ain't just overnight. This over time. You get what I'm saying? But that's all part of the system. It ain't something that they consciously want to do. They were raised like that.
Yes.
Unconsciously raised that way. And this is the programming of today. And that's why the little boys are so out of whack. Because they never been in the house with a guy to see how he could be calm and cool about the situation. They emotionally unbalanced.
I like noticing this about these young dudes these days. They really emotional because you got to realize that women rape. Like whenever I grew up, we literally had uncles and daddies them in the backyard punching us in our chest, choking us out and wrestling with us and just teaching us how to be men. Like it was that's just the way that it was.
I have a question. Because when I hear y'all say that and y'all be like, oh, well, the boys are emotional because they raised by the mama. Like the mama was supposed to do anything else but raise her. She's a woman with a coochie. Like that's what she was supposed to do.
But that's not her fault.
Where is the man?
That's not her fault from being emotional.
Correct.
She can't help but be emotional. That's what that's how she's designed. What we're saying is like Red came up in the generation, like he said, you had uncles and different things like that. To where when the boys were growing up, you always had these men figures around them. So they understood things to do and not to do. And
they'll make you get outside from around them women and go outside around men.
Right.
Get your ass outside. Yeah, you ain't got no business around these women.
You couldn't have no little boy sitting around a whole bunch of women talking all day.
No, like they doing now. They wasn't doing that.
Like that, like shaking Red, shaking her ass in front of that little boy like that. Oh no, hell no. The grandma, the aunties, everybody gonna be offended by seeing something like that because they understand you putting this inside this little boy head. He's young. You programming him.
This right here. We can even take this from a man perspective and put this in a woman perspective. Even y'all done lost the game. And what I mean lost the game is the days of y'all sitting on the porch and the auntie like Mary J. Blige, she out there doing y'all hair, giving y'all game. You ain't never 13 years old and she might be 25 with a baby already and y'all in the projects and she doing your hair and your aunties and grandma them on the porch schooling you. What happened to that? That's not going on no more.
Yeah.
That's not going on.
It's so crazy, y'all, because I hear what y'all saying, but that wasn't my reality. Like, maybe, and again, I'm a little bit older, so I might have caught the tail end of a lot of that. Like, even some of the friends that I gravitate to now are older. They might have been a Dawn in the shit that they was doing. You see Miss Cat, she's going to teach me, you know, from my age, what she knows from her age, and I'm going to listen to that because I'd rather be a little bit on that side than the opposite side, right?
Correct.
But the real thing is, I'll be realizing that with the hood, it's going to, it is declining there, if that makes sense. Like, that's where it's affecting. Because, again, I don't see it that way, the way that y'all talking, but I guess if I go to Robles right now, or if I go to Belmont Heights right now, this is going on this way. You know what I'm saying?
It's the majority. These people play on the majority. They don't play about the one or two families that's doing good. They want the numbers. So out of 100, if they can get 90 to be fucked up, the other 10 they ain't worried about.
Right.
So if they can get 90 to grow up in a household where it's only a woman, they can almost bet that the odds are that these kids are going to turn out this way. You see?
Yeah.
Think about it. You got a house, a kid growing up in a house with a young girl. She don't have no discipline already because her house that she came from is no structure. So she's trying to figure it out. So during the midst of it, she's still young. So these kids are being raised this way over and over again. When we came up, you had the grandmas, you had the aunties, the neighbors.
Yeah.
And the neighborhood wouldn't let you get away with certain things.
Sure wouldn't.
If you down the street being bad, one of them neighbors may come out, get on your ass, and take you home to your mama, and you may get another ass whooping.
Hey, Jazz, when I came up in the 70s and 80s, right, there was no such thing as a young grandma. All grandmas and granddaddies was old as fuck.
I know.
Damn near with a cane and in a wheelchair. Am I lying? I don't remember no young grandmas and granddaddy. My whole childhood, any of them that was young. All of them had gray hair. All of them had gray hair. Yeah, you're right.
Y'all started that young baby shit. I'm going to stand on this. Y'all was the generation that was spoiled because y'all got the best of both worlds. Y'all turned it and flipped it, and now y'all kids out this bitch lost and confused because the shit y'all would be down this bitch partying it down. Didn't give a fuck about no
we were the generation. We were the generation.
My son 35.
We were the generation where the black household was destroyed.
I seen your son on Facebook or something. There's this guy that looked just like you. And now that you say you got a 35-year-old son, I'm gonna go pull it up when we're done. Is this your son?
Probably so.
Yeah, we came up in the generation where they put that crack in the street. And when we put that crack in the street, that destroyed everything. Everything that we talking about, crack destroyed all of that. The uncle that you used to get depend on, now he out here smoking crack.
Yep.
The auntie that you can get the game from, she out here selling body now. You know what I'm saying? So that when that crack came in, that destroyed everything that me and Red talked about, which was important.
So let's talk about that. You want to do another video real quick?
Is that rolling still?
That's still rolling.
The crack era, just so it's
No,
not
we can
too
jump in
long.
there right quick. I know what
jump on.
we all got
So
somebody
quick
go.
question.
I remember from the
I know
beginning to the end.
I know we were talking about the story of Ronnie Red. So let's get back into just a little bit going through that process.
Okay.
So, were you affected by the crack epidemic, or you know?
Yes, I was. Yes,
Okay.
I was. I've never in my life done drugs other than smoke weed and drink. But back then, when she was in the answer, of course, as far as me being affected, of course, because I was 12 years old in 1985, and that's the first time I saw crack cocaine when it came to Tampa. And I was on a good path at that time, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I wasn't in the streets and nothing, you know, I was cutting yards and doing what every kid was doing back in the early 80s and stuff like that. And when that came in, it was like, people keep comparing, there's no drug, I'm going to repeat this, in the United States that had an effect like crack cocaine. And what I mean by that is you name one drug from fentanyl to heroin to meth that had a 30 or 40 year hold on the black community like crack did.
Right.
Nothing has done that. We don't know if Molly gonna do that yet because it ain't been 40 years.
Right.
But we know for a fact, for 40 years, crack in every inner city, and that's another thing too, it ain't like just crack just hit one spot for 40 years. This was all over America for 40 straight years. No drug ain't never done that.
Yeah, that was an epidemic.
Yeah.
So you said it came around when you were 12.
Correct.
I know you did 21 years in prison.
Yes.
So what age did you actually end up going to prison?
I went to prison at 15.
So from 12, it came into your life at 12.
Yeah.
And 3 years.
I was in adult prison. I was in
Okay.
Lake Butler. I was in maximum security prisons. at 15. So 3 years from jumping off the porch. I was in the streets for 3 years. Hadn't been through little juvie bullshit. But then I committed some robberies and shit like that when I was 15. And they weighed me over as an adult. And people may say, well, damn, how you 15 and end up in prison? Because a lot of people be thinking some kind of juvenile program. No, I was in a maximum security prison in the state of Florida at 15, man.
Now, I'm going to tell you something about Red. He was actually in the Boy Scouts around about 11 or 12.
Yes. With him.
So he went from the Boy Scouts to Florida State Prison.
Yes.
So in the Boy Scouts, just, you know, to take it there real quick, what's the coolest thing you got to do in the Boy Scouts? Like, what was some of the things? Because I know that's a little bit more multicultural and you learn different stuff.
What it was it was an older dude. Because right now, if you talk about the Boy Scouts, that's like weird right now, trying to get a whole bunch of kids together in the neighborhood. And y'all talking about y'all Boy Scouts and going camping and fishing and shit. Mm-hmm. Well, this was back in the early 80s. And the dude that put this together, Mr. Jeffrey Wilson, he was a man. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by he was a man is he went to the hood. He went to different neighborhoods and grabbed underprivileged kids like us, like me, KC, stuff like that. That's coming up in these poverty-stricken areas. And he grabbed us, man, and he was teaching us discipline. You know what I'm saying? You know, he taught us how to make money. You know what I'm saying? He taught us the importance of travel. You got to think that we was 11, 12 years old, and me and KC drove to Canada, to Niagara Falls, Canada. Dang. You know, we went out on a little boat with the waterfalls coming out and everything in between. We went to Tennessee, we went to DC.
Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
That's
so
precious.
I said, I said like that to say is that he was almost like a blessing in our life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For him to just come, you got to think, some of us coming to these scout meetings, bro. We musky. We got Mitch Mike socks on. Tell him, bro, am I lying? I'm talking about we from the worstest part. We from different projects in the hood where he'll get in the car and he might go to West Tampa and get 2 or 3 of them, Roberts Park to get 2 or 3 of them, College Hill to get 2 or 3 of them, and all of us will end up in Jackson Heights at part of school, and that's where our scout meetings would be. You know what I'm saying? And
I went to Potter.
Yeah.
So with that, you go from living some type of life that it looks promising, and there are people that are trying to look out for you to make sure that you don't go down a certain path. And then boom, inadvertently, because of your environment, you still, even though people tried to make sure you didn't go down that road, it still kind of ended up being that road. Biggest lesson from that, like what we just talked about, being like 11, going to see Niagara Falls, to being 15.
Coming from the hood too, we had never been outside of 34th. So for us to get in a van like that and go to Atlanta and go to Martin Luther King House and the church, and we went to Tennessee and hiked up a mountain, and we went to the Carolinas, and we went to DC, and we went to New York, and we went to New Jersey, and we went everywhere. That was like
Philadelphia?
We went to Philadelphia. We was hood. I think it's 20 or 30 of us, and we was hood little dudes. Even though we was from the hoods and we had our own dysfunction already. So it ain't like prior to that my life was good and I just fucked up. Right. I was raised around drugs and domestic violence, and it was all fucked up over there, you know what I'm saying? Right. But he grabbed us, and that was something right now when I reflect, I was like, damn, he was teaching us a lot. Like, we used to recycle cans. We used to ride around and pick up cans. You know I ain't lying. Pick up newspapers. We used to go on camping trips. Like, it was like stuff that he was putting into us. Like, we ain't never been outside of Tampa. Guess what? We gonna go to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Dang. You know what I'm saying? We hadn't been to Mexico. We hadn't been to Canada. We was planning a trip, I think before it broke up, to Europe somewhere. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't got nothing but love and respect for that dude, man. Aww. Jeffrey Wilson, man.
Now, what actually, I know you said it was some robbery stuff that went on, so now that's what got you 21 years? Like, how did you get 21 years?
No, I was held before the 21 years.
Remember, he was 15.
I was 15 catching robberies. You know, I was hustling, but I came up in the area of Tampa where it was real violent, and they was robbing, hustling, and killing and stuff like that. And the older dudes that I came up under, that's what they put in my head. So at 15, I caught a robbery where I robbed a liquor store. And I robbed a few more things, and they grabbed me, they weighed me over as a dog. That was the thing back then. Y'all might be laughing about that liquor store shit. That was the thing back in the 70s, 80s, just knock over a liquor store, right? So they end up waving me over as an adult. And when they waved me over as an adult, that's when I went to adult prison at 15. And that's when my criminal life really started. Because at that point now, I'm in and out. I'm still in and out. I had been in a whole bunch of mischief. Like, people just hearing my Fed stories. But they don't know that prior to that, I had been to state prison over and over and over. Not bragging about it. It was just goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? I was just a nigga in the streets, and I was just was what it was.
So I got a question, because one time I did this for my daddy, and I like looked him up, and I was like, let me look up all his charges and all the time that he was supposed to get. And when we added it up, it was actually, he was supposed to do more years than he even lived. Like, thank God, it got broken down, but I think it had added up to like 65 years when he was in his 50. And I'm like, huh? So if you add it up, how many years do you think you actually spent going through the system versus living, life regularly?
I would say about 30 years.
And you and your, how old are you?
I'm 51.
51, so.
I gave him about 30, maybe, I don't know, I might want to say 35 years, because this is really the longest I've been out of prison.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't scared to admit that. This is the longest I've been out of prison. I've been out of prison like 18 months. This is the longest I've been out of prison without any interference with law enforcement.
And we're going to pray that it continues, because obviously ain't no reason to keep doing that. But if you could go back, or not even go back to yourself, but let's say you talking to somebody, they 18, they about to get in the streets, they about to get into some mess, and you could just see them now from your point of view, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to get your ass back in the house, listen to your grandma, your mama, whoever putting that stuff in your head. Like everything what my granny, rest in peace, told me, it all replays in my mind about friends. About the people I'm running about. Like, you don't have no friends, you have associates. That's what my grandma used to tell me. When I say, Mom, can I go outside to play with my friends? She used to stop me. She used to let me go play, but she'll stop me in my tracks. You don't have no friends, you have associates. And all that plays. But I would tell any younger dude, man, anything like that, if you're on the edge or, you want to commit some crimes or something like that, I'm not here to try to save you or nothing, bro, because you're going to do what you want to do. Man, listen, bro. They will get your young ass at 19 years old and suck you in the fed for a non-violent drug offense, and they'll let you out when you 60, nigga. They will let you out when you 60. They'll get you when you 20 and let you out when you 60, bro. For a gun. For some drugs or anything like that. So I would expect anything, man. Y'all young dudes, man, y'all stay out the way, man. Y'all ain't ready for this. I know I listen to y'all rap music and y'all think y'all ready for it and what's going on inside that system. That's why I create a lot of content and I show stuff, because I be wanting y'all to see. I don't do that just to be trying to glorify what's going on in there. I be wanting y'all to see how them niggas really living in that motherfucker. To see how fucked up it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully it can keep you up out of there, man.
Real talk.